All right, good evening. Today is Tuesday, February 10th, 2026. This is a regular school board meeting of the School Board of Trustees of the School City of East Chicago. The time is now 6:08 p.m. The place is the School City of East Chicago Administration Building, 1401 East 144th Street in East Chicago, Indiana. This meeting is being recorded via live stream. Calling meeting to order. Madam Secretary, roll call, please.
Trustee Gibson King.
Present.
Trustee Gomez.
Present.
Trustee Rodriguez.
Present.
Trustee Smith.
Present.
Madam President Taylor.
Present. May we now stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Thank you. Next item we have is the mission statement. Dr. Bournet.
Thank you. Good evening. The School City of East Chicago educates and empowers every student through aligned instruction, meaningful partnerships, and differentiated practices to ensure success in life, college, career, and civic engagement.
Thank you. Next, I have item 1.04, certification. Pursuant to Indiana Code 5-14-1.5-6.1, I hereby certify that an executive session was held on January 5th and January 13th, 2026. There were no matters discussed during that meeting other than the items listed in the posted and advertised public notice. Are there any trustees who would dissent the certification? Being none, we can move on to the next item on the agenda. Next item on the agenda, we have item 2.01, approval of the agenda. Are there any questions from the audience? Hearing none, may I have a motion to approve item 2.01?
Madam President, make a motion to approve item 2.01.
Motion made by VP Chair Rodriguez,
Second.
second by Secretary Smith. Any questions from the board? Hearing none, Madam Secretary, roll call, please.
Trustee Gibson King.
Yes.
Trustee Gomez.
Yes.
Trustee Rodriguez.
Yes.
Trustee Smith.
Yes.
Madam President Taylor.
Yes. Next item we have is 3.01, which is no presentation. Did you want to just click on that one?
Good evening again, Board of Trustees. This will be my superintendent's report. Our February 1st enrollment was 3,061 students. That is our annual requirement complying with reporting our student membership to the board, to the IDOE twice a year. We want to remind all of our community members as well as our families and staff that parent-teacher conferences are this Thursday and Friday, February 12th and February 13th, PM for our Thursday evening slots and AM for our February 13th. We also remind our families that February 13th is also an e-learning day. Here are our enrollment totals by grade level for first semester as of 12/18/2025. And we want to acknowledge our My Brother's Keeper ambassadors. We have a very good cross-section of all of our freshmen, sophomore, junior, and senior under the supervision of Dean Dinkins, who has make sure our students continue to take advantage of this community partnership we have in serving as role models as well as learning, preparing them for their career pathways. This particular event was last month's My Brother's Keeper. They also attended one today, and this focused on career agilities. Let's give all of our Brother's Keeper ambassadors a hand. We want to do a huge shout out to our girls basketball team and our girls swim team for their hard fought and successful seasons. Let's give them a hand. Our esports team won their first preseason match against Dodge City High School. Let's give them a hand. Dodge City High School is in Kansas. They were 3-2 in Smash Brothers. The winning team consisted of Kyle Love, Jamari Smith, and Isaiah Boyd. The team will be looking for their second win next week. Let's give our esports team another round of applause. East Chicago Central will be a host site again for the semi-state wrestling tournament this Saturday, February 14th, 2026. It is an honor for the School City of Chicago to host somewhere on the uppers around 5,000 attendees. And so we know that our athletic director and his team is working hard to prepare to be hospitable to all of our other school corporations. Last week was National School Counseling Week, and it is set aside to recognize the contribution of school counselors across the corporation. And on behalf of the School City of Chicago, we want to recognize the outstanding members of our counseling team. What we want to do next is spend just a few minutes. We have a new 5-year, 2025 to 2030 strategic plan. As part of that strategic plan, when we were rolling it out, we wanted to make sure that we were keeping the board and the community apprised of the progress we're making on the plan. We know this is only quarter 2. There will be quarterly updates as well as an annual update. A number of us were involved in the creation of the strategic plan, including the board and community members, and you do see the revised mission and vision statements. Also, that came out of this strategic plan are our core values, which reflect in all of our focus areas. So we'll take just a few minutes to talk about our strategic focus areas and the progress we've made. For academic support systems, remember our goal was to implement district-wide system of academic supports to help students receive high-quality instruction and help them support them as they take multiple forms of assessment. Quarter 1, we laid the groundwork and foundation with Magic School, which is an AI-based academic platform, as well as ST Math, which is an adaptive program for a number of our students who are in need of math remediation. For Magic School, for quarter 2, we've implemented, now it is student-facing. So our teachers and our staff were able to expose and become familiar during quarter 1, and now our students are able to take advantage of that resource during quarter 2. ST Math also is moving forward with the increase of students using that platform, and we've also started after-school tutoring. For behavioral, emotional, and social supports, we've established structured supports to help students be more connected with clear expectations and regular staff training. Quarter 1, PBIS awards hadn't started, but we're pleased to say that quarter 2, PBIS awards are up and running at all of our buildings, elementary, and secondary, and that our students should be excited about the opportunity eventually to go shopping and redeem some of their PBIS monies. Girls on the Run did occur during first quarter as well, and that season is concluded for the fall. but we're excited that My Brother's Keeper is still ongoing and looking forward to the great work that those ambassadors do, now having been exposed to now the second year of the My Brother's Keeper program. For our career pathways, the goal was to increase student access to make students ready for post-secondary life. For quarter two, and you see quarter one, we did not do a lot of significant things for quarter one, but we've done a great deal of work under quarter two, and that is under our CTE director as well as Dr. Yanders and a number of our other staff who work with career coaching. Our digital media pathway has access to credentials now, which previously we did not have that. So that is one way where we've actually made our strategic plan green. We've established a CTE advisory committee, and we're looking forward to now frequent conversation with those industry partners. And School Links, which is another career pathway tracking tool, which we did a lot of work getting up and running, is now student-facing, and students are able to track and start to explore careers and find their pathways. For family community engagement, the goal is always to strengthen the ties we have with our family and those partnerships because they are the most important partner. I know we talk about our industry partners and our other community partners and social agencies, but our most important partnership is with our parents. Quarter two, we've had our Title I meetings, Winter Sports, which is a wonderful platform to engage our families, Cardinals in Toyland around the holidays, as well as our school holiday performances. And obviously, we had a great community outpouring for our Carrie Gosh downsizing town hall. And then finally, our staff relations and professional learning allows us to build the capacity of our staff and train them so they're able to meet the needs of our strategic plan as well. And once again, this is just a high level of our professional learning. We do not capture everything, which includes our mentoring and our teacher onboarding. But we did have 2 additional professional learning days. If the board will remember, last year, our professional learning was sort of confined to Wednesdays for an hour after school, and we wanted to maximize the amount of time that teachers could engage with the learning. So we spread those out into professional learning days this year. We also are continuing how we support our leaders in becoming more instructional leaders with Leaders Learning. And we've still been reading that book, and we've dedicated to reading the book 10 Mind Frames the entire school year. And then finally, our Readable English has started coaching for our students who are exceptional learners. I shared with the board previously the results from our strategic alignment survey, which we are grateful for our staff for taking time to participate. That strategic alignment allows us now to develop a plan of action to bridge the gap between our strategic plan and reality. So based on the preliminary results from that survey, we know that there's still some work to do with our staff in terms of communication, as well as making sure they know what it means for the mission and vision and our goal focus areas. Having the strategic plan quarterly report is one way to keep the staff informed of our mission and vision, and we'll be striving for ways to bridge that gap moving forward. And that concludes my report, Madam President.
Thank you, Dr. Bornay. Are there any comments from the board? All right, hearing none, we have item 401, which was Dr. Bornay's report blended with the presentation. Next, we have item 4.02, which is the Executive Director of Business Operations, Ms. Simmons.
Good evening. Prior to, I think I placed at every board member's spot, an update up on the Central High School HVAC project. So we have in the process, have met several times on it. I have bidded out the equipment. We actually have found the vendor that will be doing the actual HVAC upgrade. We have one more bid to go out, 319, and we'll be moving forward. And actually, they are starting within February on some things that they can do over the weekend and in the evening hours. We also added one more object to this, this particular project. We are going to replace all of the ceiling tiles that's in the hallways and the sprinkler heads that's in the hallways of Central High School. So basically is if we can't put those ceiling tiles back up. They are literally metal ceiling tiles, and we're pretty sure if we try to put them back up, they're not gonna fit. So we actually added this into the project to be an upgrade along the hallways. We're also, with this project, we are talking with the engineer about adding one more air handler to the project, and that is our pool air handler. It would be a modification. It would basically be phase 2, or you could put it as phase 1.5, because the air handler over the pool is totally gone. So we need to make sure that we ensure that we have a functioning pool here in the district. So we are going to put that in on the next phase, which will be bidded out in probably next month also. So we also have 3 RFPs that's out there that's actually, 2 RFPs out there that is due on February the 13th. One is the Guaranteed Energy Savings Contract. This is an assessment of all of our utility savings within the district. Also, we have a deadline of your facility inventory and staffing analyst, which means that we will be doing assessment on the pupil to employee rate in the buildings. Also, I talked to this exceptional learning, and one thing, she was out for the evening. December count was 645, up 10 from prior year. Also, I wanted to bring this to the attention. We also have a RFP for social studies and a RFP for science textbooks that is currently on the website also. Anything else?
Thank you, Ms. Simmons. Are there any comments from the board? Thank you. All right, moving over to the consent agenda. Are there any comments from the audience? May I get a motion to approve item number 5, the consent agenda?
Madam President, I make a motion to approve item 5, the consent agenda.
Motion made by VP Chair Rodriguez,
Second.
second by Secretary Smith, Madam Secretary Smith. Are there any comments from the board?
Madam President,
Yes, Trustee Gomez.
I had submitted a list of questions to Dr. Bourdain. I believe you were out last week, so I didn't send them until yesterday. Did you have a chance to review those?
I'm sorry, Trustee Gomez, when did you send questions?
I believe it was Monday.
You sent them when?
Monday, it could have been Sunday, can't remember.
Okay. I did not see those questions.
Okay,
Trustee
I'll
Gomez.
resend them then.
Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other comments from the board? Hearing none, Madam Secretary, roll call, please.
Trustee Gibson King,
No.
Trustee Gomez,
No,
Trustee Rodriguez,
Yes.
Trustee Smith,
Yes.
Madam President Taylor.
Yes. Moving on to new business. Item 6.01, approval to accept the RoboKind Grant Special Education. Are there any questions or comments from the audience? Hearing none, may I get an approval for item 6.01?
move for approval.
Second.
Approval made by Trustee Gomez and second by VP Chair Rodriguez. Are there any comments from the board? Hearing none, Madam Secretary, roll call, please.
Trustee Gibson King.
Yes.
Trustee Gomez.
Yes,
Trustee Rodriguez.
Yes.
Trustee Smith,
Yes.
Madam President Taylor.
Yes. Moving on to item 6.02, approval to accept the robotics and STEM grant, Block Middle School. Are there any questions from the audience? Hearing none, can I get a motion to approve item 6.02?
Madam President, make a motion to approve item 6.02.
Motion made by VP Chair Rodriguez,
Second.
second by Madam Secretary Smith. Any questions or comments from the board? Hearing none, Madam Secretary, roll call, please.
Trustee Gibson King?
Yes.
Trustee Gomez?
Yes.
Trustee Rodriguez?
Yes.
Trustee Smith?
Yes.
Madam President Taylor?
Yes. Next item, 6.03, approval of facility usage request, East Chicago Central High School Alumni Association. Are there any comments from the audience? Hearing none, can I get a motion to approve item 6.03?
Madam President, I make a motion for approval for item 6.03.
Second.
Motion made by Trustee Smith, second by, I believe it was Trustee Gomez. Are there any comments from the board? Hearing none, Madam Secretary, roll call.
Trustee Gibson King?
Yes.
Trustee Gomez?
Yes.
Trustee Rodriguez?
Yes.
Trustee Smith?
Yes.
Madam President Taylor?
Yes. 6.05, moving on to 6.05, approval of 2026-2027 school calendar.
Chair.
Yes,
point
I
of
caught
order.
it. Thank you. I apologize. Item 6.04, approval of renewal agreement with Mazi Education LLC. Are there any comments from the audience? Hearing none, can I get a motion to approve item 6.04?
Madam President, I make a motion for approval for 6.04.
Motion made by Trustee Smith,
Second.
second by VP Chair Rodriguez. Are there any comments from the board?
I do have a question. maybe a
Yes,
couple
Trustee
here.
Gomez.
Thank you. So the original agreement, I believe, was for 20,000, is that correct? Dr. Burnett? The original
28,000.
agreement was for 20-some thousand,
28,000.
28? That is correct. And then this one is for 40-some thousand?
Is the 40-some or 60?
That's what I'm trying to figure out, if, are we? 47. Okay. So is this in addition to the 28?
Yes, that is correct.
And so for this academic year, we're looking at 75,000. Correct? For Mazi?
That is correct.
And this is just to help with federal grants, correct?
Repeat the question?
Is this just to help with federal grants?
Correct.
And our federal grants person is making 130-some thousand. So it seems like we're paying almost an equivalent amount for somebody to do the job that we hired somebody else to do.
Are there any other comments from the board?
Madam President,
Yes, VP Chair Rodriguez.
I believe it's prorated, but I'd like to lean it over to our attorney to kind of explain a little bit on this one.
That's the way I understand it as well, that I believe there is some overlap of the two agreements. There's some overlap of the two agreements. I think this is an early renewal of the current agreement, so there will be some proration of the old rate versus the new rate under this agreement. And in fact, I think the rate is a little cheaper than it was under the terms of the first agreement. So while, yes, you're paying for all the services, I don't think it's a 28,400 plus the 47,400. There'll be a proration that needs to occur, and I don't have all the math in front of me, so I can't tell you what it'll be, but it's not 28 plus 47. There will be a proration.
Yeah, that's why I asked the question. I was a bit confused with the language and,
It's not real clear. I agree. I don't think it's easy to understand what it'll be, and you can't see the math.
Right.
So you don't know.
exactly, yeah.
And also, the extension of the date as well is changed from January 31st to June 30th, 2026.
Correct.
Right, that's what it is, right?
Correct.
It's like it's almost now a whole year contract.
Correct.
So, Madam,
I think it's 6 months.
yeah, but I mean, we had the first contract in January, right?
45 days.
Yeah, 45 days, Madam Chair, I want to ask a question.
Yes, Trustee Gibson
Ms.
King.
Ms. Gomez addressed some of the stuff that I had a concern with as well. But what I would like to do is, I just got my information here from the, his report. So it is that Mazi's gonna come and give us a report on the 24th, Dr. Bonet?
That is correct.
Yeah, so I would like to hold my vote until then. And I have a lot of questions that I need to ask about this.
Okay.
That's my concern.
Okay.
And if we can, Attorney Harris, explain something in writing to what you saying prorate. We don't have that. We just got numbers, money, and carrying on time, and we don't have any of that information.
Understood. I think it's a fair request. So I'll work with Ms. Simmons to do the math here so that you know exactly what that proration looks like in the end.
Given the lack of clarity and what Trustee Gibson King brought up, I'd like to make a motion to table this item until we have that meeting with Mazi.
Are you making a motion or?
Yes, that's a motion, secondary motion to table this item until we've had that meeting with Mazi and financial people and Attorney Harris.
So is there a secondary motion to Trustee Gomez's motion?
Oh, I'll second it.
All right. Motion second by Trustee Gibson King.
You can open it up for comment. If there's no comment, then you can do a roll call on this secondary motion.
Okay.
All right, so are there any comments from the board regarding the amended motion?
Already said my comments. No, I'll just wait until we go back and review the whole process.
Okay.
Because I do have some questions, but I'll wait until we review that.
So my question, Attorney Harris, so right now, as of February 10th, they are not contracted right now. So there's no one overseeing our grants right now as we speak. Okay, I just want to make that clear.
So that means we're just hanging out there, right?
Correct. And based upon the current motion that's on the floor, I think it'd be appropriate for Dr. Bornay to weigh in on this to give some feedback on what impact that would have if that were to be approved. Just so the board knows what happens next.
Thank you, Attorney Harris. So in the absence of the contractor, making sure that we're in compliance with a number of amendments and reimbursements, which is where we are now, it would be beneficial if there was someone in place. So our Title I application was recently approved, February 5th, and now we're in the process of reimbursing. So if we recall, we use money from Operations Fund to pay for things until the grant is approved, and then we request the reimbursement to put the money back in the Operations Fund. So that process may be delayed, and the capacity of my existing staff in getting that done until February 25th.
So with that being said, Dr. Bonet, so we are still using operation funds to pay these title people because we don't have the monies, right? That's what you just got through saying, right? I want to make sure I hear that.
That is not an accurate statement, but that is to your understanding.
What-
That's fine.
Yeah, I'm just asking what you said. So that is what we still doing. Okay, thank you.
Madam President?
Yes,
If I could
Attorney
make
Harris.
a recommendation, I know there's a secondary motion to table. I think my understanding of Dr. Bornay's overview is that that would leave a gap in coverage in terms of who's supervising
Correct.
title. Trustee Gomez, would you be open to including in your motion an authorization for the superintendent to continue to use Mazi through the date of the 24th, which is when they make their presentation and when this would be tabled until? Is that something you would be open to adding to your motion?
I think I'd be okay with that. You know, I would think that we'd have staff that can fill in gaps when we don't have somebody here on staff, but I'm open to that suggestion, so I'll amend the motion to reflect that. We keep Mazi on until February 24 at their current rate.
So, Madam, oh, I'm sorry.
Before you ask that question, there was a second by trustee Gibson King. Would you second then
Yeah,
that
you said
motion?
February 24th, right?
Yes.
Yes, I agree to that.
Okay, and now there's a question.
So my question to Dr. Bonet, if they pass this section vote to table it, who's gonna be in that time frame? We gotta keep going. We have to keep going because we don't need any laps. We need to have somebody to fill in the gaps to continue
Yeah.
to work the formula or whatever.
So the motion was amended for them to continue working.
Okay,
in that,
fine.
until the 24th, and they do the presentation.
plain to me.
Yeah, okay. All right, so with the second, with the first and second, can I get a roll call, please?
Trustee Gibson King?
Yes.
Okay. Trustee Gomez?
Yes.
Trustee Rodriguez?
Yes.
Trustee Smith?
Yes.
Madam President Taylor?
Yes. Moving on to item 6.05, approval of 2026, 2027 school calendar. Are there any questions from the audience? Hearing none, can I get a motion to approve item 6.05?
Madam President, I make a motion for approval for 6.05.
Motion
that
made
motion.
by Madam Secretary Smith, second by VP Chair Rodriguez. Are there any comments from the board?
Madam Chair,
Yes, Trustee Gomez?
I don't know how many years this is now that I'm bringing this up, but I'll give it another shot. Balanced calendar. I know there's pros and cons to both methods. Reviewing what we just reviewed right now on our annual performance and where we stand relative to the state, I would think we need to do something different. And Dr. Bonet, have you even had discussions with, about a balanced calendar? You know, I know some of the comments were, that, this gives, there's less learning lost time. And as that was a big thing during COVID, we're at that point, I think, again, where we're doing the same school year and our grades aren't moving at all. They're not moving the way I think we'd like them to move. Any thoughts on a balanced calendar?
So I think that would be appropriate for our calendar committee to have conversations around what that looks like. The calendar committee currently composed of a number of diverse stakeholders, including our teaching staff as well as administrators and other support roles to make sure that we're able to meet the needs of all of our students as well as meet the staffing requirements to have that. I think we would have to take some time to plan for that revised calendar, which would allow for our employees to plan for that differently.
Thank you. Are there any other comments regarding the school calendar? Madam Secretary, roll call, please.
Trustee Gibson King?
Yes.
Trustee Gomez?
No.
Trustee Rodriguez?
Yes.
Trustee Smith?
Yes.
Madam President Taylor?
Yes. Moving on to item 6.06, approval of AARP host agency agreement. Are there any comments from the audience? Hearing none, can I get an approval for item 6.06?
Madam President, I make a motion for approval for item 6.06.
Motion
Second.
made by Madam Secretary Smith, second by Trustee Gomez. Are there any comments from the board? Hearing none, Madam Secretary, roll call, please.
Trustee Gibson King?
Yes.
Trustee Gomez?
Yes.
Trustee Rodriguez?
Yes.
Trustee Smith?
Yes.
Madam President Taylor?
Yes. Moving on to item 6.07, approval of first reading for policies PO 0175, association membership, and PO 1460, fitness for duty. Are there any comments from the audience? Hearing none, can I get an approval, a motion to approve item 6.07?
Madam President, I make a motion for approval for 6.07.
Motion made by Madam Secretary Smith,
Second.
second by VP Chair Rodriguez. Are there any comments from the board?
Madam Chair.
Yes, Trustee
The
Gomez?
policy on the original agenda showed 0173 school physician. Is that removed?
Yes, I'll let Dr. Bournet speak to it.
Yes, that one has been removed.
So this is removed because we don't have it, right?
That's what removed,
Okay,
yes.
thank you. 014233.
Are there any other comments from the board?
Madam Chair,
Yes, VP Chair.
can we have the attorney maybe give us an overview of each in first reading?
Yes, so it appears, and Dr. Bournet, you can correct me if I'm wrong, that these are recommended updates to these policies as opposed to any language that's specific to the school city of East Chicago. But policy number PO 1460 is a revision of the fitness for duty examination. That policy had language included in it that dealt with an examination. Now it appears as though the new language that's being recommended is that it's referred to as an assessment, and that assessment has different criteria that are all outlined throughout the policy, as opposed to all the language previously that referred to it as an examination. Dr. Bournet, is there anything you had to add to that?
That's correct.
Okay. All right, and with respect to PO 10175, which is entitled Association Membership, that is in regards to the school board members being able to maintain memberships in national or state school board associations, so that those activities are promoted by the board as a whole and included in the board's bylaws. Those are the two policies.
All right, thank you. Are there any other comments from the board?
Attorney Harris, I do have a question on the association membership. There are two national organizations, as I think you know. Right now, this seems to be written in a singular fashion. May maintain membership in the association. The S has been deleted or striked out. So is this saying that we can only become member in one or the other?
I don't read it that way. I don't think that's the intent, is that it's intended to be limited to any one organization or in any way, but that's something that in the drafting process, before this comes to you on second reading, we can clarify so that it doesn't read in that way.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you. Are there any other comments from the board? Madam Secretary, roll call, please.
Trustee Gibson King?
Yes.
Trustee Gomez?
Yes,
Trustee Rodriguez?
Yes.
Trustee Smith?
Yes.
Madam President Taylor?
Yes. Moving on to item 6.08, approval of professional development requests. Are there any comments from the audience? Hearing none, can I get a motion to approve item 6.08?
Madam President, I make a motion for approval for 6.08.
Motion made by Madam
Second.
Secretary Smith, second by Trustee
Second.
Gomez. Are there any comments from the board? Hearing none, Madam Secretary, roll call, please.
Trustee Gibson King?
Yes.
Trustee Gomez?
yes,
Trustee Rodriguez?
Yes.
Trustee Smith?
Yes.
Madam President Taylor?
Yes. Moving on to item 6.09, approval of personnel report. Are there any comments from the audience? Hearing none, can I get a motion to approve item 6.09?
Madam President, I make a motion for approval for 6.09.
Motion made by Madam Secretary Smith, second
Second.
by VP Chair Rodriguez. Are there any comments from the board?
Yes, I want to ask Dr. Burnett a question.
Yes,
This
Trustee
indi-
Gibson King.
Yes, this individual that's supposed to be taking care of the title dollars, it's my understanding they were supposed to have been put on this personnel report a while back ago. And I think that this was something that we discussed when we had our retreat with BWP.
Are we saying that there was this personnel discussion during the retreat that's supposed to be on this personnel report for tonight?
It ain't on this one, it's just on the personnel report, period. When the individual left, it should have been on there. It should have been on there so that we would have known, about this individual. You recall that, Dr. Bonet?
I do
But I
not.
think I did talk to the Indiana State Board Association, they said it should be on there as well.
I do not recall that.
Madam President?
Yes,
If I could chime
Attorney
in.
Harris.
I recall what trustee Gibson King's referring to. I'll talk to the superintendent after the meeting so I can remind him what that's about.
Yeah.
I do remember what you're
That's why
talking
we
about.
should have had the meeting, the retreat. We
It
didn't
wasn't
have-
specific to this meeting.
But it doesn't-
personnel
right.
But it
report,
should
but I
have been
do
on
know
there.
what she's
It
talking
should,
about.
yes, right, it should
Yeah.
have been on there. Thank you, Attorney Harris.
So are there questions about this personnel report for tonight's meeting?
No, it ain't. Not-
Okay.
No, I just, since we got to it, you know, I just thought I'd bring it up. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you,
Basically,
Madam.
you're just saying remind
Thank you.
them to put that on the personnel report.
But Mr. Harris said he gonna explain to him.
Okay, are there any other comments from the board? Hearing none, Madam Secretary, roll call.
Trustee Gibson King,
No.
trustee Gomez,
Yes.
trustee Rodriguez,
Yes.
trustee Smith,
Yes.
Madam President Taylor.
Yes. Now, moving on to the next item is our public forum.
All right, if you signed up to speak tonight, if you could please step up to the podium, state your name and your address. Your comments will be limited to 3 minutes. Please be respectful of the board, the staff members present, and the audience, and refrain from discussing any individual personnel matters. Thank you.
Tonight we have Mr. Louis Aguilera Jr.
Good evening. My name is Louis Aguilera Jr. I'm here on behalf of USW 7-1. The reason I come tonight is because we, at your last board meeting, we asked for permission to use Kerry Gosh as a parking lot for our rally this upcoming Saturday. It was my understanding that we had approval pending the insurance and the form being sent back. We've already let our membership know and put out the flyers and everything for this event. And then the semi-state thing came up. I just wanted to make sure that we're still able to use the parking lot at Kerry Gosh on the east side. It would be from roughly 10:30 till 3 at the most. We'd have a bus that comes in and moves all of our members. It's just we're using it as a parking lot, not a congregating area. We're going to take our members to Amical Park, and then we're going to start our rally there and march up to BP, and then have a bus bring everyone back to their cars. We've got staff staying behind to make sure that everything is clean. We don't want to leave it, we want it better than what we got it. We will have porta potties there. We paid extra to make sure that they're dropped off Saturday morning and picked up Sunday morning, so it doesn't get in the way of any parking. I know the holiday is coming up Monday, but we just wanted to make sure that we've got all of our T's crossed and dotted our I's. So that's it.
Madam President, can I speak to this?
Yes, please, Attorney Harris.
I did have an opportunity to speak to the speaker about this, and they have submitted their insurance paperwork, and that's in order. I believe they have been communicating with the superintendent about this. The issue that came up, which is creating some, concern, is that there is semi-state that's going on at Central where we're hosting, and there is a need for some amount of overflow parking at Kerry Gosh. So we had a discussion. I think there may be a way that we can work with Dr. Bornet to reserve a certain amount of parking at Kerry Gosh for overflow parking while still allowing them to have their event as planned. So I would encourage the speaker to stay after the meeting. We can talk to Dr. Bornet and get all the details sorted, but I think that's the solution to the problem.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we have Ms. Helen Steinbach.
Good evening, Helen Steinbach, 5207 East 73rd Avenue. I have two things that I'd like to say tonight. I appreciate the approval of the school calendar for next year. I just want it noted that although it's relatively the same as it was this year, There will be no teacher workday at the beginning of the school year because we have new textbook adoption, and so we have to have 2 days of professional development as opposed to 1. So I would hope that we would keep that in mind when we're making the schedules for our custodial staff, and that the building will be open late on that week before school starts so that the teachers can work for free and get their classrooms ready. So I'm not happy about that, but it is what it is. Also, I'd like to say kudos to our high school students that participated in the rally exercising their First Amendment rights last week. I want it to be known that they went out at lunchtime and then they went back to class. So all the people out there saying that, oh, they're skipping school, they're not learning what they need to learn, I want it noted because I don't think it's been noted enough that they did not really miss class at all. They went out during lunch and went back to class. So good thing for them. Some of my former students were participating in that, and I'm proud of them as their former third grade teacher. So thank you.
Thank you. Next, we have Ms. Diana Darton.
Hello, Diana Darton, East Chicago Central Alumni President. I just wanted to first just get up and say thank you to all the board members and for the ongoing partnership for what we do here at the school as far as with our reunion. I don't know if everybody know that this year is actually going to be in September. It's going to be 40 years that Central has been open. So we want to make sure we did a big celebration for them. So we will be having a wedding this summer. We're having a little fun wedding. And actually with the wedding, we're hoping not just alumni to come, but the community to come too, because the presents that we want you to bring to the wedding is to be given back to the school supplies. So we trying to continue to do our part is giving back. We'll also be partnering with the media class to do a modeling troop 40 years of fashion. So if y'all got some old bell bottoms or some cross colors or something to donate, the kids can model. We want to do that as well. And we're looking at almost 150 alumni coming back on May the 1st. And we'll be doing an alumni takeover day. So we'll be in the district and giving back, pouring back, reading to the class, doing demonstrations. I'll be the principal at Central, so just doing our part. And I just want to just again say thank you because this has been going on now for like 10 years. We celebrated 10 years of doing it, but this year we're going to give it that little extra oomph because 40 years it's been a good run, but it's been a good run with the alumni. And I hope we've been continuously making you guys proud in all that we do. No, and also we will be doing the 8th grade luncheon again this year. I know. So, and that's no cost to the students. So I just want to give you guys an update of what we're doing. We continue working, but it wouldn't happen if you guys didn't work with us in the community and everybody. So thank you again.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
I just have one question, Ms. Diana Darden. For the wedding, do we have to dress up? Do we have to come in
Yes.
wedding attire?
Yes, the colors are cream, red, and gold.
Thank you.
Cream, red, and gold.
Oh,
Also, hopefully, maybe the next school board meeting or after, we will be announcing, we have done well with raising for the chairs. So I did want to update you guys on that. We do have a little extension if anybody in the room still was trying to buy a chair for Washington, Roosevelt, or Central. But also, I just want to let you know that too.
Can you give us a price on that?
So the chairs are $300 a piece. If you buy 5 or more, it's $280, and 10 or more is $260. And also for the wedding is $80.
$80
That
for
includes
the
dinner
wedding.
and drinks.
See, I'm sorry. See you after the meeting. I want to get them prices that you
Okay.
talked about. Thank you.
oh, that concludes our public
Forum.
forum. Now we will have, I'll turn it over to.
Yep, I'll take it over.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm done.
All right, so lastly, we have now trustee remarks. Trustee Gomez.
Thank you. We've got a few items. First, congratulations to Coach David Maldonado from Maryville. Even though he's coaching at Maryville, he is an EC Central graduate. Congratulations to him on winning sectionals and regionals, and wish him well for this coming Saturday. Two items relative to policies. One is, I've been bringing up this issue about the policy on suspending the rules. I've spoken with Attorney Harris already. Do you have any answer, or where are we moving to now?
So I think that's a question of what you want to do about it. I know that there was an issue that took place at a meeting that was the board meeting that was held at Lincoln School. And this issue has been brought up in the context of the approval of the minutes, which I'm glad it wasn't brought up in that way today. But I think the subject of the motion that you're referring to should probably be reviewed to determine whether or not you want to reconsider it or get it back before the board for some further action. But I think that's what would have to happen next if you want to see anything happen with it going further.
Yeah, I think that would be appropriate. On the same note of policies, looking at our policy, the Finance Committee, if you look into policy, the Finance Committee will address that there needs to be 2 members on that committee, and also that committee must meet on the monthly basis. So if we could review that policy as well, Attorney Harris. And then just a few other items. I did speak with Stacy Winfield, who's a former school board member, who's now on the council, and she represents that area over there I spoke about relative to the dangerous crossing area where the overpass used to be on Columbus Drive. In conversation with Attorney Harris, he mentioned that if we can get the partnership going between the schools, the council, and the library board, that we could maybe send a stronger message to Indianapolis for that.
So is that a joint resolution you're asking that?
Yeah,
Okay.
if we can do that, yeah. Try to reestablish that overpass. I know Councilwoman Winfield's been trying for quite some time. Calumet area suffered a couple of losses recently. Terry Hill, former board member, his mother passed away this past week. And Eddie Dean Stark, also from Calumet, Roosevelt High School grad, served in the Navy, where he achieved the rank of Commander Master Chief. Both of them passed away. If we could send a letter to them from the board, I think that would be appropriate. 2 other items, just want to think, as I look back at some of our board meeting minutes, anywhere between the kindergarten roundup to the back to school rally, the Christmas tree set up at Wicker, or the parent university. I know our North Township trustee, Agent Santos, has been very active in supporting our school district, and he being a former alumni of the district, I want to thank him for his contributions. And finally, echoing the comments about the students, there was a time there where somebody questioned whether board members, what kind of message board members are sending when they stand up and walk out. I think the message is clear, that when you see an injustice, you have a right as a citizen, a board member, or a student to stand up and walk out and protest what you see as injustices. And I want to congratulate those kids for the lessons they learned and the lessons they exhibited. That concludes my remarks.
Thank you, Trustee Gomez. Trustee Gibson King?
Yes, Madam President, I'm sorry. Yes, I have, February the 4th, 26, here in East Chicago Central High School, the Mini Theater, we had someone, our very own from East Chicago, Indiana, here for Black History. His name is Reggie Martin. And he came in and he spoke to 120 students and teachers and gave them a motivational speech as to some things that he was able to accomplish while he lived here, went to school here, and he moved on with his career. And he's in China. He's been over there for quite so many years. where he is residing. He's doing very well over there. And he is, he came in and talked about the media and the influence that he has had over social media, encouraging, like I said, our students as well as our teachers and the individuals that was also a part of putting this on was Coach Peterson. You had Priscilla Dotson, and you also had Mrs. Broderick, the CTE teacher, as well as Mrs. Cytherea Artis. So he came into our schools, and it saddens me, I don't know how true it is or whatever, but I don't think that we have a lot of things being said in our schools about Black history. And this is a short month that we have, as everybody know. So whatever it is that we have, I would like to see it, if we can extend it until March. Something in the schools, Dr. Bornay, do you have any, do they have anything up in our schools? Or I've been hearing a lot of stuff that, whatever it is that, you know, displays or.
Yes, I've been to schools. There's Black history displays up at all of
I'm
our
asking you that
elementary
question because I don't know that. I'm just
I
asking
just said,
you.
yes, there's Black
Yeah,
history
okay.
displays.
And so another thing I want to ask too was, I know we have the TVs in our high schools running, what have you not. I just was wondering if there was some kind of way that we could put some things that's not only for Black history, but some of the things that we're doing in our schools where the kids could see themselves, if you will. I don't know if they have something like that going on as well. That's all I had to say. Yeah.
So, trustee, I know what you're saying. You're saying like, should they be able to wear?
Can't hear you.
Oh, should they be able to wear like that? Should they be able to wear like African garbs or whatever? That would be really nice.
Well, I don't think that, that some of the committees that our children have, I don't know how many that we have in our schools. You know,
then
that would be something that
That
I would like to
that
see
should be
them.
something that we should do.
Right, something that I would like to see them to do is
So that's something that we can do as a board members to enhance the African-American history, just like we do with Hispanic. I mean, we can showcase them.
well, I'd just like to bring that, yeah, to Dr. Bornay's attention, because I'm not in the schools. I mean, I just want to hear what's going in there.
Okay,
Thank
thank
you.
you.
Thank you, Madam President.
Yes, Dr. Bornay.
There is also a culminating event plan that is Corporation Ride. I believe it's February 27th. We'll make sure the board gets information for that, but every school will be performing in that showcase to culminate all of our Black history activities.
Say it's February, what, Dr. Bornay?
February 27th.
All right, VP Chair Rodriguez.
Sure. Good evening. I would like to draw your attention to a situation developing in Washington, D.C. Of course, I just got back from Washington, D.C., sponsored by NSBA. I am the chair of CUBE, which is Council of Urban Boards of Education under the National School Board Association. While federal in nature could have direct impacts on our local communities and school, as of right now, Congress is running out of time to avert a shutdown of the Department of Homeland Security, DHS, while lawmakers have passed a temporary measure. Negotiations for full-year funding have stalled. We are now looking at a deadline of February 13th, and I'll keep you guys updated on that. Why does this matter to a local school board? Because the DHS shutdown does just affect Immigration Agency. It also brings the Transportation Security Administration, TSA, to a halt, which can have massive logistical nightmares for traveling. And it restricts the federal emergency agencies, FEMA. If there's a local emergency, flood, or a security incident that requires federal assistance or logistical support, a shutdown limits the speed and capacity of that response. Furthermore, for our families who travel with our students involved in competition events required air travel, a TSC disruption creates uncertainty. I urge the districts to prepare For these potential disruptions, please ensure that our district's emergency management plan and robust and not solely reliant on immediate federal response capabilities, and please remain cognizant of how these broader political impasses trickle down to disrupt the lives of our families and staff. Just want to give you some of the legislative updates with regards to what we were discussing in Washington. H.R. 7327 was a bill to require the Secretary of State of Education to establish pilot programs to award grants eligible organizations to carry out activities related to book access and for our purpose. That was sponsored by Rep. Valerie Forshee, Democrat out of North Carolina. H.R. 7340, a bill provides for the long-term improvement of public school facilities and for other purposes. And that was sponsored by Rep. Bobby Scott, a Democrat out of Virginia. Another bill, which is H.R. 7341, was a bill to amend the Higher Education Act of 1965 to include certain Part B institutions to be eligible for certain grants and for other purposes. That was sponsored by Rep. Jennifer McKellen. She's a Democrat out of Virginia. And of course, lastly, House Resolution 148 was a resolution expressing support for designation of the week of February 2nd, 2026 through February 6th, 2026 as a National School Counseling Week. That was sponsored by Linda Sanchez, Democrat of California. My condolence goes out to Terry Hill and his family. He was a former board member here in School City of Chicago, and he's currently a councilman as well. So I do give my condolences. And also, Madam President, I just want to say that the trip was very exciting. I had a chance to meet several legislators from Vermont and several other states, including Indiana. So I was pretty excited about that, as well as our congressman responding back and allowing me to visit his office and so forth. So thank you. That ends my report.
Thank you, VP Chair. Madam Secretary Smith.
Good evening. First of all, I'd just like to say congratulations to our brother Keeper, MOU. I'm very proud of our students and our girls' athletic department, because I don't know basketball or whatever, but I'm just proud of our girls participating in the athletic department and athletic activities. Ms. Helen Steinbach, I forward your email to everybody that I possibly could. Hopefully something is gonna happen with that. But most importantly, I am so proud of our esports. That was one of the things that I brought, how many years ago, George? About 4 years, 5 years ago, 4 years ago. And to see them take place, because I was so disappointed because I didn't know where we were. And when we went to Compton, I had a coronary, I went into a cardiac
really did.
arrest because I saw all of the things that school had, and I know we had it. But thank you so much, and I'm so proud of them, and I know it's gonna take it further, because now, and I know you have to be a certain grade point average in order to do that. So this will inspire other young students to get into esports. It's a big thing. And I am so glad. We were the second school in Indiana to get esports, whether you all know it or not. We were the second school in the state of Indiana to get esports. So, thank you. And as far as African American Month, I will be bringing a lot of things to our district regarding our heritage. Not only just for African Americans, they only give us 28 days, but it's about a black and brown thing. And African Americans, Black History Month, during the civil rights, It was all people. And if you can remember what Dr. King said, it doesn't matter about your race, your color, your creed. We're all in this together. And as you know, in a world that we're in now, we all have to stick together. So it doesn't matter if it's National Hispanic Month or National African American Month. We must stick together and celebrate each other. So thank you.
Thank you. I was a witness to that cardiac arrest in Compton, so she was shedding a lot of tears. So I'm so happy that that's worked out. That's working out for you now. All righty. Well, good evening, everyone. I'm just going to start with saying I am super excited for the alumni 40 for 40. I will be Superintendent Taylor during that day, so I'm excited for that. I'm extremely proud to be a Cardinal alumni, and I want to just give you your kudos, Diana. And thank you for keeping our Cardinal Nation busy, keeping us productive, keeping us fruitful, but most of all, keeping us together and keeping the Cardinal spirit alive. So, and just, again, fruitful, because giving back is what this is all has always been about. So thank you again for being that glue for us and for being the leader that you are in our community. Spinning off of that, I want to give a huge shout out to our alumni, Ariana Rosado. She performed at the Super Bowl with Bad Bunny this weekend. This is actually Super Bowl number 2 for her. And this was a double proud moment for me, being a Latina, a Puerto Rican in honor of my mother. So that was very, very huge to see a Cardinal on that stage surrounded by so many flags. And of course, Puerto Rico. So thank you, and congratulations, Ariana. Thank you for representing us so well, so well. I also want to give a huge kudos to our students that exercised their rights to be heard last week. That was remarkable. I did have it, and thank you. I did have an opportunity to speak with Chief of Police Jose Rivera, and he personally complimented them on how respectful and mature they were throughout the whole demonstration. He shared that it was peaceful, there was no incidents and no arrest, contrary to what was being circulating around on social media. So I think a lot of adults can learn from them, because they stood up and walked out for what was right and not for, you know, any personal reasons. It's for what they believed in. So just to end that, thank you all for coming out tonight. Your support and feedback really means a lot to us. We're being very thoughtful and intentional about this consolidation and the planning of the Kerry Gosh move. We want to make sure it's a smooth transition, and most importantly, that our students continue to thrive. So we truly appreciate you all walking with us through this process and being a part of the conversation as we move forward together. So date and time of next meeting is Tuesday, February 24th, 2026, right here at the Administration Building. May I get a motion to adjourn?
Madam President, make a motion to adjourn.
Motion made by VP Chair Rodriguez,
Second.
second by Madam Secretary Smith. Madam Secretary, roll call, please.
Trustee Gibson King?
Yes.
Trustee Gomez?
Yes.
Trustee Rodriguez?
Yes.
Trustee Smith?
Yes.
Madam President Taylor?
Yes, meeting adjourned. Thank you.